go, baby. Yo, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing? How are we doing? Yo, what up, guys? Anyways, let's find some bets. What book do we want to start out on? Tomorrow's the bigger day. Tomorrow we got T-Wolves Thunder and NHL playoffs next round starts. Today, not as much, but whatever, is what it is. It's gamble. What book do you guys want to start out on? Let's see if we can do a good slip. So let's put in underdog, rebet. Maybe we'll find some NBA bets for tomorrow, flip. What's up, guys? Underdog. No way we're gambling today. Dude, fuck yeah, we're gambling today. Yo, anyways, pick number one. Let's get it. Pascal Siakam. Load underdog. People want to start on underdog. We'll start on underdog. Siakam under 19.5 points. Hopefully this is still available. So you can see PrizePicks has his line lower at 19. There we go. So that makes me feel pretty good. You know, PrizePicks, underdog, they work basically the same way. And, you know, you can see every sports book, like FanDuel has his under as a -152 favorite. Pinnacle, a pretty sharp book, they have his under heavily favored. Damn, man. Yo, there's actually some pretty good value. We're going to be able to get in something good. So the second play I'm going to go with is the Yurfie. You can actually get this on PrizePicks as well. So it's under MLB combos. The Yurfie over in this game. This game has a pretty high total. As you probably know, the Rockies are absolute ass. You look at every sports book. I mean, FanDuel, you know, circa every data point we have in the market, all these variable payout sports books, they have the Yurfie, the over, heavily favored. We just need one run. One run in the first inning. And again, like underdog, are you fucking kidding me, bro? So they already bumped Siakam, so I'm going to have to move a little bit quicker. Dabble, chalkboard promos, why no Twitch? I'm probably just gonna be on YouTube going at least for the next bit. And then also Twitter. So you can watch this live stream on Twitter or on YouTube. But anyways, I'm gonna take the Yurfie. Siakam's under, unfortunately, got bumped pretty quickly. But honestly, that's okay. We have OG Anunoby. Over 15.5 points. Hopefully they don't bump this too quickly. I mean, the Siakam play was great. So you can see PrizePicks has OG's line a full point higher. They have him at 16.5. Yo, so what do we think about these two picks? OG Anunoby, you can see FanDuel has his over heavily favored. Also on ProfitX, his unders being offered at +120. So like, you know, his over is the more likely outcome. And then we got Jaden McDaniels, under 7.5 rebounds plus assists. Get it locked in. 3-pick entry. They give you a 6x payout on underdog. You know, PrizePicks only gives you 5x. Yo, you guys able to... Are you kidding? Nah, we're still good. Nothing's been bumped. 6x payout. I would try to run a 6-pick flex play. 6-pick flex plays are a little bit better in terms of the EV percentage, but whatever. Also, I got some questions on Betr, on Betr picks. Kind of like, where is Betr? So on Betr, they now have all these different types of boosted picks. So let's just go here. So like, Betr used to be more simple. But now they have all these different types of boosted picks, like 2 yellow bars, 1 blue bar. So if you're curious about the math behind these Betr boosted picks, I made a video. I posted it on my YouTube channel. So I'll put the link in the chat because I was getting some questions about this. Yo, but anyways, let me get this play locked in. 3-man on underdog, 6x payout, no Twitch, YouTube only. And I guess I've already used Anunoby in a slip, so like whatever. Let's just replace him. Man. Or did they put Siakam back? Yo, let's see. So they put Siakam back at 19.5. I don't know why. I feel like sometimes if a bunch of people start betting something, they just auto bump these lines. But regardless, I still think it's a really good play. Again, you can see Caesars under heavily favored, FanDuel under heavily favored, multi-billion-dollar companies, you know, everything is baked into their lines, into the odds they're putting out. So let's hit this. 3-pick entry, Load Brad. Yo, what's up, bro? Dabble. Yo, unfortunately, there's no Dabble in Virginia. I moved to Virginia and yeah. It's a little beat, but it doesn't even look like there's much value on Dabble right now anyways. Yo, so here was the underdog play. 3-pick entry, some NBA value already for tomorrow. My underdog gives me a 6.5x payout. Do you have a promo? Anyways, this is really solid. Play it if you want to play it. But what do we want to do? What do we want to look at? What do we think tomorrow, game 1? Oh, shit. What do we think tomorrow, game 1? Obviously, the Thunder haven't had a ton of rest. But they're still huge favorites. I mean, minus 300. Thunder are still minus 300. Or actually, let's check out FanDuel, too. FanDuel has some promos. I mean, I'm down to do whatever book people want to do. So FanDuel, for example, I mean, you know, the easiest money you'll make is just these promos. So FanDuel has a 25% NHL boost right now. All my bets on underdog, I get a 3.5x on two-mans. Dude, I have no idea. I've never seen an underdog 3.5x payout on a two-man. Yo, so Sleeper has some discounts, okay. So Paige Buckers is... Damn. Yo, so they actually have some decent discounts on Sleeper. Yo, so we have Paige Buckers over 10.5 points. What I like to do is just like, you know, actually make sure it's a good discount. Sometimes they'll rip you off. This one's actually a solid discount. I mean, you can see all the books have our line at either 14.5 or 13.5. I'm getting a 6.5x on 3-pick entries. How are you guys getting a 6.5x payout on 3-mans, man? How? But anyways, what I'm going to do is there's actually one CS2 play that has pretty damn good value right now on Sleeper. Again, I've said this before, but like, you know, so Walkix over 10.5 headshots. So that's what I'm going to run. And then they also have a promo on Sleeper. Where is it? A 35% profit boost, or actually this is WNBA only. They have a promo for protected play. So basically if you lose, you get your money back. So I'll get that locked in as well. I've said this, but like Sleeper, at least in my opinion, and I'm right, Sleeper's like, it's not the easiest book to make money off because they charge a lot of juice. So if you look at like this WNBA line, FanDuel has a 30-cent spread, 30 cents of juice, plus 102 on the over, minus 132 on the under. Sleeper has, you know, 57 cents of juice, minus 122, minus 135. They're literally giving you worse odds than FanDuel on both her over and her under. So really on Sleeper, I don't play much outside of the promos because they just bake in so much juice to their market. It's actually kind of ridiculous how much juice they charge. But, you know, minus 128, like that's crazy. 56 cents of juice, you know, Bet365 is only 30 cents. I don't know. I think everyone in Texas is getting a 6.5x on 3-pick entries. That's crazy. Alex, 35% WNBA boost slip. Okay, we can do the WNBA boost. So let's do this WNBA play real quick. There's only one game tonight. Storm Wings. Thrilling. So I'm just going to run a simple 2-pick. These unders actually, Carrington under, Williams under. I've said this before, but it's kind of a weird book, Sleeper. Like, they put their odds in decimal format. So Gabby Williams, if you look at Sleeper, her under 11.5 points is 1.74x. I don't know why they do that, but they do. A 35% boost. I mean, even with the amount of juice Sleeper's charging, basically anything you bet's going to be profitable, but a 1.74 payout means minus 135 odds. You're betting 100 to win 74 in profit, 174 total. So it's the same as minus 135 odds. Again, I don't know why they do that, but they do. It's pronounced Beckers. Maybe it's a difference between underdog and champions. Yo, is everyone in Texas actually getting a 6.5x on underdog? WNBA is here. Fuck yeah, it is. Fuck yeah, it is. But anyways. Hey, what do we think about the Diamondbacks tonight? Plus 135. So this is on Fliff. Again, Fliff, they've unfortunately started to bump things a little bit faster. Oh, shit. Dude, honestly, well, some of you guys are going to hate me. Dude, betting on the Rockies, I know the Rockies are absolute trash. But plus 215 is really solid value. I mean, you can see this is a locked market. So this is just the odds jam positive EV tool. Again, it's not going to do anything complicated. Just points out line discrepancies, kind of value in the market. So let's get this locked in. So what did I want to do? What did we want? We wanted Rockies and D-backs. So this comes out to plus 640. There's only a max parlay payout of $5,000. So I'm not going to be able to run it for 1,000, which is fine. But I'll be able to run it for 675 bucks. Rockies plus 215. Yeah, buddy. Yo, two picks. Get this locked in. I'm not betting on the Phillies. So I'm going to get the Rockies locked in. And then I'm also going to run the Diamond. Fuck, dude. That's how quick they've started bumping things. They didn't bump Rockies, though. So I'll take Rockies as a straight bet as well. Yo, so here you can kind of see a line movement chart. Fliff is stale, right? Fliff is still offering plus 215. All these other books have really kind of ripped towards, like you can see the market has moved towards the Rockies. Maybe it's lineups. I don't know. Maybe someone's out for the Phillies. I don't know. But also, like, this is a locked market. On Circa, Circa's known to be a really sharp book. You can get the Phillies minus 215. And on Fliff, you can get the Rockies plus 215. So one of those two bets has to be profitable. Because if I don't, like Circa, it's not available in Virginia. I'm just looking at their odds, their market as a source of information. But if it was available in Virginia, you could bet on the Phillies for 215. You could bet on the Rockies for 100, and you're going to have no loss in money. So this is a pick-em market. And I mean, it's just a really clear edge. Like, these are tight mainline MLB markets. You can see Pinnacle, known to be a really sharp book. Their market is plus 201, minus 223. Plus 201, minus 223. So if I remove the VIG, the fair price, the fair odds with the VIG removed is plus 208. We're getting plus 215 on flips. So this bet is fucking plus EV, bruh. Anyways, whoa. Rockies plus 215. Mega max, bro. Alex, what's the DoorDash order? I'll take D-backs. You're not excited to ride woman, Alex? The Rockies are literally a AAA team. Yo, nobody likes the Rockies. You're all doubters. But let's get in another underdog play. So again, I'm not going to be able to run Anunoby. But let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Yo, also, I'll put this sheet, or I'm doing a video. Yeah, I mean, most people know it, but if you want the math behind PrizePicks, let me just put this sheet, like why are 5 and 6 pick flex plays. I'll put this in the chat. But what do I want to do first? I think I want to get in another underdog play. So I try to do 6 pick entries on underdog. They're a little bit better than 3 pick entries, but the problem is underdog bumps that kind of fast. So I got 2 picks so far, maybe a little bit of correlation if the game's a blowout, whatever. Yo, so now we have 3 picks. Jalen Williams, where's Hallie's line on PrizePicks? Let's take a look. So PrizePicks has Hallie's line lower. They also have Jalen Williams, I think, at 20. You know, so it may not seem like a big deal, 18.5 versus 20.5, but that's how you get an edge. Every pick has value. So this would be a 3-man, but if I wanted to try to get more aggressive, do I want to try to get more aggressive? Do I want to try to build a 6-man, or should I just give up on it? Yo, we could ride some of these women. Fuck, dude. So I'm going to get her PRAs over 25.5 locked in. I am going to go for it. I'm going to try to do a 6-pick entry. So they're a little bit better. You can see PrizePicks has their line higher. FanDuel actually has their PRA line at 27. Again, any pick I give out, I'm going to make sure has an edge. Let's fucking go, Rockies, dude. Now we got a sweat on, man. Underdog always quick to bump. How many minimum data points do you like using for PrizePicks? 3. Usually I try to find 3, but obviously if it's not possible, it's not possible. Anyways, okay, so we got Rockies, and then I paired them with Diamondbacks. But anyways, we got Hallie under, Brunson under, Jalen Williams under. We got a WNBA play. Let's fucking go. Dude, so I think this is maybe the first woman I've fucking rode this year. Let's see what else we got. What do we like? So there's a lot of esports value, honestly, on PrizePicks right now. Again, I don't love esports, but if you take a look at this play, for example, CS2. I mean, it's just a crazy inefficient betting market. There's so many line discrepancies, so many opportunities. Like PrizePicks has this line at 29.5. So does Hot Streak, right? Hot Streak is a, book that kind of specializes in esports. So all these other books have this line considerably higher, but let's see what else we like. So this is going to be my 6-pick flex play. 3 plays, CS2, WNBA. I don't care what I'm betting. If there's an edge, I'll run it. Alex, are you not usually into riding women? What is good with you? I rode Caitlin Clark first game. I had no idea. Yeah. What's up, YouTube? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 6-pick entry. Again, you want to run it as a flex play. I try to give people a bit of time to bet it, but, you know, I also don't want things to get bumped. And you can see there already comes one fucking bump. Dude, you're killing me. Oh, man, but that's okay. We'll bet on Nut Nut. So we're riding Nut Nut. Who the fuck is this guy, man? Again, if you miss any of the plays, whoa, that is a big boy. 25 bucks. That's the max bet size they give me. Again, a little annoying, but kind of is what it is. So this is a 6-pick flex play. Anything you like on Dabble? Let's see. Let's see. Honestly, Dabble, well, let me make sure I have it filtered in. Dabble, nah, I have it filtered out. Because again, it's not legal, it's not available in Virginia, but let's see if there's any value on Dabble. Honestly, there is some decent value on Dabble. You could take Brandon Pafat over 15.5 outs. So this for the Dodgers game. Again, like Dabble's another fixed payout sports book. You take his over, you take his under. You're going to get the same payout regardless. PrizePicks has his line a full point higher at 16.5 outs. So that makes me feel pretty good about the edge I'm getting. Dabble been stale of late. Did you do the WNBA boost on Sleeper? Yeah, I did. So I'll go back to Sleeper. Give me 1 sec. I already did the Sleeper plays. Let me show them real quick. So Carrington under, Williams under. That's what I ran for the 35% boost. Again, this game starts at 8 p.m. Dude, I can't believe Caitlin Clark is so fucking racist. I'm just kidding. And then here's what I ran with Paige Buckers. Buckers, I don't know. I honestly don't know if I've ever watched a WNBA game. I do follow it, though. And I will bet on it because there's good value in the WNBA. So the Hurricanes beat my Caps. Obviously a little beat. But what I wanted to do is let's see if we can do something for this FanDuel promo. So let me get rid of baseball, basketball, because I don't want to bet on that shit. I want to find hockey value. Why do you want to find hockey value? Because there's a 25% profit boost on hockey. So let's see what we can put together. Oh, I hope we can find something good. Do the Ohtani promo on Sleeper. Bro gave us one Dabble prop. Yo, my bad. Give me 1 sec. I'll give you more Dabble plays. But honestly, I don't even know if there's a lot of value right now. Honestly, not really. Mike Conley under 1.5 threes. You know, this line's not available on PrizePicks. One of the many benefits of having multiple of these DFS apps. But what was I talking about? FanDuel hockey. Yo, so let's see. Let's see what we can do. FanDuel hockey play. Yo. So first play, I mean, this is for tomorrow. Brad Marchand to record an assist. Plus 240. I mean, you can see like most of these other books, the average price in the market is plus 183. So all the odds GM positive EV tool is going to do is really just scan the market and point out the few rare plays that have an edge. Pinnacle, granted, they have a kind of wide market, 80 cents of juice. But if you remove the VIG, plus 201, Minus 281, fair odds calculator. Most important calculator in sports betting. You should read the text on this site. Alex, can you do a quick roulette on FanDuel? What do you mean roulette? What do you mean roulette? So the fair price according to Pinnacle is plus 222 on Marchand to record an assist. But I got to find some other plays that we want to pair with. Dude, is there anything for the Oilers game? So if a bet, Hyman assist. No, I want to pair it with this. So we have Marchand assist, then we have Hyman assist. So I got 2 picks so far. We're getting a 25% profit boost. I mean, there's only 2 games with odds up. So I guess we do have to make a same game parlay, which is a little annoying because, again, sometimes of the correlation they factor in. But let's see. Taylor Hall plus 280. Over in the game, Jackson Blake. Honestly, I'll run the over in the game. Hurricanes. So this would be a 3-leg parlay. 25% profit boost. So all these picks are already plus EV. Granted, SGPs, sometimes they bake in slightly higher hold. But all these picks have solid value to begin with. On top of that, we're getting a 25% boost. Seems solid. Alex, do you play video games? No, I don't play video games. I used to play RuneScape. Damn. 2 homers to start the game for the Marlins. Yo, but let me show this FanDuel play. So here you can see it. Obviously, game's not till tomorrow, but I don't want to forget any of these profitable promos. So, there was one more sleeper play. So let's see what we can figure out. Honestly, I kind of like this play on Jin. Under 1.5 walks. It's close to plus money. Minus 102. So like a 1.98x payout, which you can see you're betting 100 to win 98 in profit. You fuck with Poseidon. You had 99 woodcutting. I did have 99 woodcutting. Yo, so this is what I'm getting locked in. Again, sleeper promo. Sleeper promo. Alex, I love riding dudes with you. Yo, what's up, Christian Santos? What up, bro? How come your positive EV tool shows those NHL plays? I made a video on my channel on the settings I use on the positive EV tool. It probably just depends on the settings you're using. I'm responding to you, Richie Canat. Yo, so the sleeper play, the final discount, that's what I just locked in. But again, like, you know, you can set different minimum, maximum odds. Obviously, if I'm playing a promo, I'm less stringent. I'm getting a 25% boost. But what I like usually have, if I'm not being a total degenerate, is something like this. Minus 200, plus 250 max odds. Market width at 75. With the reason being, like, once you get into these wide-ass markets, so like here, here's a good example, is like once these markets become super wide, it's just harder to figure out like what's a good bet. It's kind of like if someone tells you your house is worth between 600K and like 1.2 mil. Caesars has a really wide market. It's like, yo, that's not super fucking helpful. So market width is like, if you're focused on, you know, tighter markets, like for Trey Sweeney, it's a lot easier to know, you know, kind of what's fair. tight markets, 41 cents of juice. So like Christopher Sanchez, over 6.5 Ks, whatever. That's also a crossed market. It's arbitrage with Rebet. Boy. So we got in this FanDuel play. One book we haven't looked at is PrizePicks. Let's see if there's any PrizePicks. Yeah, so I got to put basketball back in if I don't already have it. Do I have the NBA filtered in? I do. Okay. Let's see what we got on PrizePicks. And if there is no value on PrizePicks, I'll just skip over it. Dude, so I've said this before, but when you're betting on League of Legends, fucking love betting on League of Legends. You wake up, dude, there's nothing better than going to sleep, having a bet on, waking up, checking if it won. So when is this esports game? 7 a.m.? Yeah, there's a 0% chance I'm going to be up at 7 a.m. Well, these plays you wouldn't even want to pair together. Those would be negatively correlated. Meh. PrizePicks isn't swimming with value right now. That doesn't mean we can't make a slip, though. So let's see what we can find. First play I'm going to run is Ober Allen over. And then you can see, I mean, again, I'm very opportunistic as a data-driven sports bettor. Kind of like, where's the value? PrizePicks has Techno's line at 26. Every other site, 25.5. Hot Streak, a book that specializes in esports, they actually have his line at 24.5 with the under favored. Again, it would be nice if obviously more books, you know, posted esports lines like FanDuel. You know, some of these bigger sports books, they don't do esports. I don't know why, but they don't. So let's see if we can get in a slip. So let's go back here to CS2 and let's get this play locked in. Yo, whoa, 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 whoa. So just try to build it, because again, PrizePicks, because we're giving out the sharpest picks in the world. Oftentimes they'll bump these lines a bit quickly. So just try to move quickly. So I got 4 picks so far. You can see they all look incredible. Kind of a random assortment. But again, like all these books, you know, PrizePicks, whatever. PrizePicks has thousands of lines up at any given time. We're just trying to zone in on the few rare picks that actually have an edge. Damn. I need one more. Yo, so I got 4 picks so far. Some of these games start soon. So we have Allen Ober over. Again, I'll zoom in a bit actually, just so it's easier for people to see. How come you never play on Caesars? What, you guys want Caesars plays? You guys want Caesars plays? So here we have Turner under, Techno under, yada, yada, yada. I can start doing Caesars if people want. I just kind of assumed people didn't want it. So the final play I'm going to go with is Corbin Carroll over an HRR. So let's just go here. Corbin Carroll. Over 1.5 HRRs. So this will be a 5-pick entry. Over for Corbin Carroll. Under for the combo prop. 2 CS2 plays under. None of these picks are in the same, you know, game. There's no correlation, any of that shit to worry about. But, and again, I would share a link, but there's no longer the ability to share links on PrizePicks. They took away the ability to share links. I'm not sure why. But anyways, it's not like PrizePicks is popping with value right now. A lot of these MLB games have already started anyways. What EV settings do you use? So, again, this I kind of play with. You know, during busier times of the year, maybe NFL season, NBA season, when there's like hundreds of games a day, I'll have it like minus 250 to plus 250. Because again, as the markets get wider, like it's harder to have as much confidence. I don't know. I recommend like minus 250, plus 250, maybe 100 here. Leagues, I filter out a lot of the weird leagues like KBO, just less active liquid betting markets. And then DVIG settings. I don't think it makes sense in general to DVIG to a certain sports book, right? There's hundreds of sports books, literally. There's hundreds of books. You know, peer-to-peer betting exchanges, global sports books like Pinnacle that I don't bet on, but, you know, they're legal in basically every state. Oh, shit. So I'm going to run this for tonight. Ezzy McBagor, under 7.5 rebounds. So this is a play on FanDuel. I'm just taking it as a straight. So you can see here, nope. FanDuel is crossed arbitrage with Caesars. All these other books have the under heavily favored. So that's what I'm going to go with. Ezzy McBagor. Where is she? Under 7.5 rebounds, minus 102 odds. My bad, I'm way too zoomed in. DVIG settings, what was it again? What was the question? Worst case, odds jam recommended, and then, you know, this kind of odds range. Minus 250 to plus 250. That's what I'd personally recommend. Sharing links makes it... can you show DraftKings value? Yeah, let's look at DraftKings. Why the fuck not? So let me filter in DraftKings. Again, DraftKings is a book. I'm unfortunately a little bit limited on it, but it is what it is. Dude. So this looks solid on DraftKings. Again, like, I like to camp on this. So let me go here. Let's check out Novig. This is the Diamondbacks game. Under 2.5 walks. So let's check it out. Yeah. So you can see DraftKings is arbitrage. It actually looks like somebody just offered an even better price, plus 227. So these exchanges are like peer-to-peer betting sites. So you're betting against other people. But the reason I like to use this ARB tool to find bets is, again, like whenever the market's crossed, you know one of the two bets has to be profitable. Like in this scenario, I have no idea what this is, but if you can get equal and opposite outcomes, plus 410 on FanDuel, minus 410 on Caesars, if I could bet both sides, the yes and the no, on two different books because they have such different prices and guarantee a risk-free profit, that's arbitrage. Like, one of these two bets has to be plus EV or profitable, but obviously this is a super niche market, so it's not as clear. But maybe I will just log into DraftKings quick. So let me log into DraftKings. We can place some DraftKings bets. Why the fuck not? Yo, where's my code? There we go. So some people wanted DraftKings. We'll do a few DraftKings plays. That vid was fire, by the way, explaining it all. Anyways, okay, DraftKings. Let's see what we got. Dude, like, what do we think about Tommy Edman home run? Yo, I actually think this is really solid on DraftKings. So you can see on ProfitX, and you can let me know if this is confusing, but this is the way I like to think about, my sports betting. Is DraftKings is going to give me jack shit of a bet. I mean, literally $2 and 72 fucking cents. But hopefully you guys are able to get more. Again, DraftKings is, some people would be like, oh, you're an idiot. You got limited. I mean, again, like, I don't really care. I could create a DraftKings account for my sister, my brother, my mom, my uncle, my friends. Like, I just crushed this book too bad, and these sports books don't like that. But DraftKings is arbitrage with ProfitX. So, obviously, I can't bet that much on DraftKings, but if I could bet $100 on his over, I could go to ProfitX, bet his under, make a profit. So, either DraftKings or ProfitX, one of these two bets has to be plus EV or profitable, because I could bet both to guarantee a risk-free profit. If you look at ProfitX, there's a lot of liquidity. So somebody is trying to bet 5.6K, right? Somebody is offering Tommy Edman for 5.6K. So somebody's trying to bet the other side. If someone's offering Edman to go under for 5.6K, that means they're trying to bet the other side, Edman to hit a home run at plus 700. And because this is a lot of money, it's probably a sharp better. It's probably a syndicate. It's not like it's $5 in liquidity, some recreational better. I mean, this is, right? Someone's offering a shit ton of money on him to go under at minus 700, which means they're trying to take the opposing side, the over, at plus 700. You feel me? Streets say that you're buying Diddy's house. Bro, I'm definitely have no interest in buying Diddy's house. Anyways, let's see, though, what bets we can find for tonight. So Tommy Edman plus 750. That looks incredible on DraftKings. Dude, what do we think, man? What else looks good? Mariners minus 154, first 3 innings money line. They'll give me 39.40 here. So again, DraftKings is one of the softest, easiest books to beat. And the reason I like to camp on the arb tool, the arbitrage tool, even if I'm not arbitrage betting, is you always know one side has to be plus EV. Mariners minus 154 or White Sox plus 155 by definition. So you have high confidence in your edge. Sheesh. It's getting a fucking play, though. So what else is good on DraftKings? I don't know. You can see there's like some shit on Hartenstein. Hartenstein over 9.5 rebounds plus 130. Again, it's just going to be pretty shit betting limits. So it's not even really worth me talking about too much. But hopefully you guys can get more. 10 plus rebounds for Hartenstein plus 130. That's solid. That is very solid. FanDuel. He will only buy the baby oil that's left. His home run is plus 800 on BetMGM. Well, if you can get Edman plus 800 on BetMGM, take it on BetMGM. It's better. It's better. It's better. It's better. But what I wanted to do is let's see if we can get a home run. What do you guys think, fucking man? Should we do a home run parlay? Yeah. Should we do a home run parlay? Should we do a home run parlay? Let's see what there is at least. So let me close some of these tabs, dude. I have way too many tabs open and then I get distracted. Oh, fuck. Okay. So let's go back here. So here I switched it to devigging to circa. And the reason is because not as many... if you don't devig to a certain book, if there's not enough sharp books posting lines, the regular settings on OddsJam, the OddsJam recommended weights won't show it. But if you devig to circa, you can see some, more specific bets or whatever. So like here we have the good home run bets for tonight. Hopefully the good home run bets. So let's see what we can do here, man. Again, like, we could also, let's see. What do we want to do? So we did a PrizePicks play. Let's see here. Arozarena went yard last night. But again, this play I don't really like. Hockey, fuck it. I only want to look at bets for today. I don't want to see hockey bets. I want to find something for tonight. So, let's see what there is on FanDuel. So Arozarena, meh, I'm not the biggest fan of that. Polanco, definitely not a fan of that. What the fuck? Kerry Carpenter, nah, not a fan of that. Honestly, these home run plays are tricky because, again, it's hard to find when a variety of sharp books are posting lines. But let's see here. That I don't love. This is probably the best value. Is for the Cardinals game starting here in a bit. I mean, Torres plus 800, so you can see these sharper betting exchanges. These betting exchanges, I mean, because they have no limits, there's no limits, they never ban you, there's no bullshit like that. They kind of attract sharper customers. So we have Torres plus 800. This game starts in 15 minutes. Oh, baby. So now the question is, what else do we like, if anything? And if nothing, we can just run it. Honestly, this doesn't look horrible too. Again, the market's a little bit wider than when you're betting on like NBA money lines, which is why a lot of times I mainly am doing, especially on FanDuel, these tighter markets, but I don't know. Sometimes I like to throw in a little bit of a degen bet. But granted, all these picks are in the same game. The second you make something a same game parlay, they charge more juice. So I don't actually, particularly love this. However, I will run it with Flores. So this is going to be my fucking degenerate FanDuel parlay for tonight. They're going to give me $85. Boom, bang. Torres, Flores. 7:45, 9:45. Anyway, sorry that took so long. What book do we want to look at? What book do you guys want to look at? I got Edmund plus 800 on my offshore book. I might have to sprinkle. I would definitely sprinkle Edmund plus 800. What are your arbitrage settings? I mean, typically I just put in the books. Oh, shit. Typically I just put in the books I'm using. So, like, sometimes I'll filter in DraftKings. Sometimes I'll filter it out. Because I have, low betting limits, sometimes I'm just, not looking at it as frequently. Let's see Jackson Holiday. So like here, for example, on Jackson Holiday, there's less liquidity. There's only $36 compared to, what was it on Tommy Edman? It was like, 5,000 or something crazy like that. So this, is less compelling. Like you can think about the extremes. If we knew someone wanted to bet like $500,000 on the other side. It's almost certainly a sharp better with a pretty strong opinion because it's a massive bet size. Can you do rebet? Yeah, sure. We can do a rebet. Let's do a rebet. Fuck, dude. So let's do a rebet. Let's see if we can get something in. Whew! Okay, so let's get rid of FanDuel and let's look at like Fliff and Rebet. Fuck it. Maybe PrizePicks and Underdog too. Dude. How's this play on the Rockies keep getting better, bro? But anyways, we already bet it. Rockies plus 215. Again, I locked that in on Fliff. I hope they win. Honestly, this seems pretty solid. You can get it on Bet Rivers as well as Rebet. White Sox, first half run line. Dude, we're always betting on the shitty teams. The value's always on the underdogs. Rarely the Phillies. So this guy, anyways, it is what it is. Let's see here. Are there any promos? Let's check that first. No promos on Rebet. So let's go back here to the, where is it? Mariners White Sox game. So this is first half run line. Rockies. Or sorry, dude, I keep confusing the White Sox and the Rockies. They're both so ass. So White Sox plus half, minus 107 odds. They're going to limit me. You can see they tell me my max wager is 353.33. So you can kind of see here, like, you know, Pinnacle, Circa, kind of the sharper books, have the White Sox heavily favored to cover the first half run line. You guys got anything else for me? Buy the stock at 172 when it's trading in the market at 200. Tigers over 2.5 team total. So again, sometimes I run straight bets. Sometimes I run parlays. If a bet's plus EV, profitable, you know, it's going to be good to go. Honestly, I don't know. Well, here it is. No, I don't know why I see over 3. And this says over 2.5. So I'm going to skip it over. I don't know if they bumped it up to 3 or what. I don't know. But let's check it out. Let's see if there's anything else that we're in love with. If not, we can call it a day. So this, they just bumped from plus 250 to plus 240. Sometimes these lines get bumped kind of quickly. So again, on Rebet, it was White Sox on the first half run line, plus half, minus 107 odds. Hoy. What else do we like, if anything? Dude. Nick Castellanos to double. Damn, so a lot of these games are starting in a few minutes. Oh, fuck. So maybe we'll try to get in one more FanDuel play. Or PrizePicks. I mean, we can look at PrizePicks again. So Castellanos double, plus 230. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like a variety of other data points. No other books even offering above plus 190-ish. So it's like, yeah, that's crazy. Again, you don't really ever want to run a same game parlay. They just like, dude, they bake in so much juice into these SGPs, same game parlays. Yo, fuck it. And they just bumped it to plus 220. Are you fucking kidding me? So again, a lot of times, you know, the market's always moving based on where a player is hitting in the lineup. Like, the shit's always moving around. Plus 250, plus 240. Honestly, a little bit annoying how much it's moving around. Y'all are killing me. So, we're already on Flores home run, but fuck it. I'll run him to get an RBI as well. That has a solid value. And these niche markets, 4th inning run line, I typically just skip them over. I mean, I don't bet on these weird-ass, niche-ass markets. Soccer, skip. I don't really care. Diamondbacks, we're already on. So we could run something like this. A little 3-pick. Plus 3602. What I was going to say is FanDuel has every pick is plus EV, so the parlay's plus EV. Again, I could run it as a straight bet. Whatever. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Why aren't you taking the bet? But what I was going to say is FanDuel has a 25% profit boost. So this is, again, sometimes these alt lines have better value than the main lines. Over 10.5, Mariners, White Sox, Flores, RBI. But what I was going to say is if you haven't already used it yet, throw on the, where is it? The 30% profit boost. Obviously, then you're getting 30% better odds. Pretty fucking good. What book do we want to look at? Can you do some Caesars plays? Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I'm not logged into Caesars right now, so I don't really feel like doing it. Let's see. Underdog, fantasy. Nothing really crazy right now. I'm going to call it a day. Enjoy the games. Let's make